أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد الخلق والمرسلين، سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا، فعلمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم لا راد لما قضيت ولا مانع لما أعطيت ولا معطي لمن منعت ولا ينفع ذا الجد منك الجد ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we are handling the fourth key for the relief. And the key today I'm going to talk about is called الصبر, patient. And الصبر, as the scholars said, it is wajib, means it is must, and we have to practice patience for what is going on. And the description and the definition of the patience, it means that you should hold your nafs, you should hold your desires, you should hold your anger, you should hold your reactions for what is going on, so that it will not go off the track. That is the main purpose for the patience, to hold your nafs, to hold yourself, to hold your reactions, so that it will not go out of the track, out of the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants it to happen. And the patience for what is going on, to accept what happens and to deal with it with a pleasure. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has credited and acknowledged those who practice patience in Al-Quran Al-Kareem. And He said about them, وَالصَّابِرِينَ فِي الْبَأْسَاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ وَحِينَ الْبَأْسِ أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ صَدَقُوا وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُتَّقُونَ. Those who practice patience in calamities, in hardship, in sickness, and in the rough and in the tough time, those Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consider them as they practice their patience truly, and they were considered as pious. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الصَّابِرِينَ. Allah loves those who practice patience. And not only that, and He said, وَاصْبِرْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الصَّابِرِينَ. He said, practice patience, because Allah is always there with those who practice patience. So He is with those who practice patience. He is with them to help them to go through it, to help them to overcome the calamities, to help them to success, to help them to go out, to help them to heal, to help them to take the good stuff out of their hearts and to practice it in their life. And not only that, He promised them with the best rewards, as He said, وَلَنَجْزِيَنَّ الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا أَجْرَهُمْ بِأَحْسَنِ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. So He said that He is going to reward them with the best action and best good deed they did. So if they did one best good deed in their life, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward them as if they did this best good deed in their life all the times. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He promised those who practice patience with His support, with His help, and He is being with them to help them to overcome all the calamities and the feelings and to survive. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said about them, والملائكة يدخلون عليهم من كل باب سلام عليكم بما صبرتم فنعم عقبى الدار. So the angels in Jannah, they are going to those who practice patience in their life and to say Assalamu alaikum, because you have practiced patience and you were patient in your life. So the reward that the angels, they come all the time and they say Assalamu alaikum. This is a very blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He showed us many verses in Al-Quran Al-Kareem. And He told us many news about the perish people and the perish nations. So that we have to take a lesson and we have to respond and reflect upon it by practicing patience and understand the circumstances and how those perish people, they gone and they didn't practice patience on what is going on. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, أن أخرج قومك من الظلمات إلى النور وذكرهم بآيات الله إن في ذلك لآيات لكل صبار شكور. So those who practice patience and who praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they should take lessons for what happens with the previous nations. So the previous nations, when they reject the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they decline to follow the instructions of their messengers, so they didn't practice patience, they didn't accept, they didn't hold their anger, they didn't control themselves, they gone weird, they gone off the track, they become against the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why they deserve what happens to them. And this is the lesson for us. We have to accept what is happening. We have to consider what's going on is a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for every one of us, for every human being, for mankind, that there is God subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one who make the things happen. He's the one who make the sickness and who take the sickness out, who bring the bala, the disasters, and who relieve it from earth and from people. And Al-Imam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, he said, by patience, by practicing patience and observing piety, you will be a leader and imam for the people. So these two things, practicing patience and practicing piety, to have the leadership in piety, the leadership in Islam, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promise in Al-Quran Al-Kareem, as He said, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْهُمْ أَئِمَّةً يَهْدُونَ بِأَمْرِنَا لَمَّا صَبَرُوا وَكَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يُوقِنُونَ. So when you practice patience and when you have the piety and the strength and the strong belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and for what's going on and for what happens, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant you a degree of leadership in Islam, a degree of leadership in Iman, and your level in Jannah will go up and will go up. One time, this woman came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she complained to him, Ya Rasulullah, I have a disease that is a mental disease, and will you please ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to relieve me? Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, yes, I will do. But then he told her, if you practice patience, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant you Jannah. Will you do that instead of making dua? She said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. Then I will practice patience to have Jannah. And look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said إنما يوفى الصابرون أجرهم بغير حساب. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward those who practice patience, uncountable reward. It is uncountable. It's not counted on them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them the reward on the day of judgment as if they never felt that they never get enough. Subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most generous, and He will compensate those who practice patience for their sickness, for the calamities, for their tough life, for whatever happens in their life. Look to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. He said, every believer who practice any pain, even a spike, will touch his skin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him. So imagine what about what's going on. What's going on? The fear which we are having every day, and the news which we hear every day, and everyone is locked down in his house, and the business is shut down, and our children at home, schools are closed. All this what's going on, it told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He wants us to have time to practice patience and to think and to stop now. Stop what you are doing. Now it is the time to retrieve. It is the time to account yourself, and to ask yourself, question yourself, what have you done so far? What have you done so far? And what are you going to do to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward us to practice patience and to accept what is happening, and not to feel bored and not to feel upset for what is going on, because it is a judge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a rule from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah wants things to happen, and this is one way to enforce something Allah wants it to happen. Patience means we have to control our reactions so it will not go off the track, and will accept what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed on us and what He has enforced on this earth, because we trusted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.